What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Tuesday, September 20th, 2022. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the unemployed but formerly man from Fanbyte person. It, ladies and gentlemen, is Niki Grayson. Niki, how are you?
Ayo, I'm good. You know, just vibing.
That's as much as you can do right now.
That's all I can
I'm
do.
good. You know what I mean? It's been, it's been a week.
Wake up with mild neck pain, and then you're like, well, I guess this is just the majority of my day today.
It's like we were talking about, right? You wake up and just stare at the wall, like, what do I do now?
Yeah, what do I do now?
Niki, up until
feed the dog,
the rug was pulled out from under you last week, what were you doing at Fanbyte?
I was the brand manager. So the spiel that I liked to give people is I was in charge of the way the website looked, felt, and sounded. I started out as social and like helped develop our social voice, and then moved over to the overall kind of what is Fanbyte side. But then I was on podcasts and wrote reviews and news stuff sometimes and all of that. The jack of all trades, master of most of them, you know?
And so, as we talked about yesterday with Danielle, and if you're just joining us and have missed this before, this whole week we're bringing in co-hosts because there's been a lot of layoffs in the games media side of the thing. And so we're bringing in people and having them come in. And so last week you were just unceremoniously laid off, correct?
Yeah, woke up on a Thursday, started working normally. HR was like, hey, can you hop on a call? I was like, no, I have stuff to do until 4. How long is this going to take? And they were like, oh, 5
And they're like,
minutes,
spoiler alert, you don't have stuff to do. You don't have stuff to do till 4.
I don't. And then they were like, yeah, you're done. And then there's nothing worse than watching people disappear out of a Slack.
Oof.
It's like the leftovers.
Is that how it went? Of people were just popping off, and you guys were like, "Wait a second."
People were just disappearing. Yeah, and then we hopped into the Discord that we have, and we were like, "Are we all getting fired?" And it was like, "Yeah, we're all getting fired currently." And then we all got fired. Yeah, it was great.
Okay, so now you've had a weekend to settle into this new role. What's the plan? What's the thing? We are jam-packed with news today, but the whole point of bringing everybody on is to say, hey, you are a rad person. Hey, what can people do to help you? So obviously go to your Twitter, Godsua.
Yes. Yeah,
Godsewa.
That's me. That's my dog on both the up there. She's really mad to be at this restaurant, angry at me. And then that's me and the baby.
Love it.
Yeah, go to my Twitter. I'm trying to stay in games, but I'm not married to staying in games media because I got shafted so bad the one time I did do it.
Sure.
So we'll see. I'm looking for like producer roles. I'll do a producer role. But if you have brand stuff is where my explicit set of skills lies. So anything brand, community management, that kind of stuff, I'm your person. Slide into my DMs or email me. All that good stuff.
Love it. Easy. The post show, of course, will be your gaming history, us getting to know you on a gaming thing. But as an appetizer to all that, the one, the only, the nanobiologist wrote into patreon.com/kindafunnygames, just like you can. It says, hey, Niki, least favorite mechanic in a video game?
The entirety of the mechanic set of a video game like Civilization.
Oh.
So I'm not here to click and like drag and make windows, you know? That's not why I'm not playing video games. The worst is when like you watch this trailer and the CG is like, oh, you're like, hell yeah, spaceships, a bunch of guys,
and all this stuff's happening,
and it's like, hell yeah, and then they cut to this 45-degree angle of a bunch of little guys, and it's like, I have no interest in this. I'm not trying to click.
Just catching a stray out here, you know what I mean? Just
it's not a stray,
minding its own business.
I'm aiming right at Civilization. Sid Meier.
Damn, you're going for Sid Meier too.
I'm attacking you.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. The question was asked. The question was answered. We can't argue with it. You know what I mean? What's your favorite kind of video game?
You put a grappling hook in any video game, I think it'll work. Okay. But I like action adventure RPGs.
Hell yeah.
Like that.
Hell yeah. You're my kind of person. I love that.
Yes.
I love that quite a bit. But let's talk about some action adventure, ladies and gentlemen, because today we're going to be talking about EA and Marvel announcing a new Iron Man game, Shawn Layden joining Tencent, and oh so much more, because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. If you like that, be part of the show on patreon.com/kindafunnygames. Over on patreon.com/kindafunnygames, you can write it to be part of the show. You can get the show ad-free. You can get the show with the exclusive post show we do. And of course, you could get a bevy of benefits like getting your name read as a producer, getting all those benefits and watching live as we record PS I Love You XOXO tomorrow, XCast today. There's so much content on patreon.com/kindafunnygames. You should check it out. But if you got no bucks to toss our way, it's no big deal. You can support the show for free by using the Epic creator code KINDAFUNNY. If you're using anything on the Epic Game Store, if you're playing Fortnite on your PlayStation 5, if you're playing Rumbleverse over on your Xbox, make sure you pop in the creator code KINDAFUNNY. It will eventually disappear. You'll have to redo it again. But even when you're downloading games for free and you're using it and it's great. Do that, and it's helpful for everybody. Just like it's helpful for when you watch us record the show live on youtube.com/kindafunnygames. Of course, if you're watching live, you have a special job. Jesus Salas, Edwin Hernandez. You need to keep us honest by going to kindafunny.com/you're wrong and telling us what we screw up as we screw it up so we can set the record straight for everybody watching later on youtube.com/kindafunnygames, roosterteeth.com, and listening on podcast services around the globe every weekday. Look at you, Nikki. Participating, knowing what's up. I like it. I appreciate it. Housekeeping for you. PS I Love You XOXO is recording tomorrow, and it's our God of War 2018 re-review. Go over to patreon.com/kindafunnygames to get your write-ins read on the show, and then that episode will go live for everyone on Thursday. Do you like Bless Who? I didn't read ahead on this one. I thought Blessing wrote it. I thought it was going to be, do you like Blessing? Do you like Bless Who? Kind of Funny Games Cast Trivia Post Show. Well, the poll is back open for the fan favorite game, Kind of Feudy. Go over to Blessing's Twitter, find the tweet, and fill out the prompts to help shape the answers on the show. Of course, you can go to twitter.com/blessing_jr/status 157192512. You can just go to Blessing Jr. on Twitter and you'll scroll down.
You were so close to finishing it, Greg. You got it.
You get deep enough in there, Nikki, and you're like, you know what? The joke's dead. It's dead. I don't need to worry about it. Week 2 of KFFL is up on youtube.com/kindafunnyplays. Of course, it's KFW meets football, and it is hilarious. And Andy and Mike are just amazing. Look at these graphics packages we have.
It's so tasty.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying it quite a bit too.
It's really fun.
And the opening on Tim and the rap pose kills me every time. Thank you to our one Patreon producer for the month, Fargo Brady. Today we're brought to you by Shopify and MeUndies, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 9 items on the Roper Report.
A baker's dozen.
Look at that. Nikki's here. I like it. Everybody pack a lunch. You're going to be here a long time. This is going to be a long one for you. I'll tell you ahead of time, all right? Number 1 on the Roper Report, Marvel and EA announce a new Iron Man game. We are reading directly from the EA press release. We're thrilled to share that an all-new single-player, third-person action-adventure Iron Man video game is now in early development at Montreal-based Motive Studio. Full stop will go. Does that excite you, Nikki? You're an action-adventure person like me. Okay, good. Mm-hmm. Why? Do you worry about Motive? Dead Space? Okay, we don't know how that's going to turn out. But then Star Wars Squadrons, Star Wars Battlefront 2. What are we doing? Where are we going? But it's Iron Man. I don't know what to think.
It's Iron Man. Yeah, I feel like it's hard. Iron Man's ability set is just yells video game. Like, I don't really know how you mess it up.
Yeah.
So, like,
I'm Sega. They did it a bunch of times with the shitty movie tie-ins.
But like, if we pretend those ones don't exist...
Yeah, exactly.
I have faith in Motive, and I also have faith in Olivier, who is lead on the game.
The team is being led by Olivier, and how would you pronounce the last name? Jen's not here to get me through the French. Who brings experience working on the past Marvel titles like Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, and is joined by a dedicated team of passionate industry veterans. They listed them, but I just cut them because they didn't say what games they were from. And come on,
didn't say.
Developed in collaboration with Marvel Games, the game will feature an original narrative that taps into the rich history of Iron Man, channeling the complexity, charisma, and creative genius of Tony Stark, and enabling players to feel what it's like to truly play as Iron Man. Quote, "We are thrilled to collaborate with the talented team at Motive Studio to bring their original vision of one of Marvel's most important, powerful, and beloved characters," said Bill Roseman, shout out to the friend of the show, Vice President and Creative Director at Marvel Games. Their experience delivering both established entertainment worlds and thrilling gameplay, combined with their authentic passion for the armored icon, will fuel our quest to deliver a love letter to a legendary hero in the form of the ultimate Iron Man video game, end quote. Motive Studio brings their talent and excitement for creating fan-favorite worlds for players to explore and be their own hero, with experience developing titles like Star Wars Squadrons and the upcoming Dead Space remake on January 27th, 2023. The game is currently in pre-production phase and will have more updates as we get further along in development. This is an exciting new collaboration between Marvel and Electronic Arts, with Iron Man being the first of several new games. Several new games. That's important, everybody. I didn't highlight it. I'll highlight it right now. Hold on. I'm doing it just so, here we go. For development, and then I go, several new games. Motive is actively growing their team, and you can check out open positions on their website if you're interested in helping them craft the ultimate video game.
Hold on.
Now, Niki, I will level with you. I know for a fact Bill Roseman watches this show, so I'll give you 60 seconds to Barrett, clear it. Actually, stop watching too, Barrett. We're gonna do this right here. All right, you ready, Barrett?
Yeah.
Barrett?
Yeah.
All right, mark it. Niki, hold on. 3, 2. I'm gonna give you an intro. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey, Bill Roseman, it's me, Greg Miller, one of your internet friends. As you know, a whole bunch of people have been laid off in games media, so they're looking for jobs. So we brought them through Kind of Funny Games Daily to help. This is Niki Grayson. They're amazing, and they want to talk to you.
Let me tell you about Iron Man. You heard of this guy? Tall or short sometimes. In a suit, out of a suit, he can do anything. The same way I can do anything that you need me to do with relation to your video game, Iron Man. Marvel's Iron Man TM, I assume, probably. Presented by EA and Motive and EA. Anyway, if you need a brand person or a social person or a producer to yell at anybody on staff to like put more Iron Mans in the game, I'm your person. I'm here. You call me.
That's Niki Grayson, Bill. Call him. Crushed it. You crushed it. I liked when you turned the Iron Man characteristics into your own characteristics. That was pretty brilliant. That was amazing.
Thank you.
As we have read through more, and of course, it is hey, we got a press release. Hey, we're making a game. Did this do anything else for you? Just because I feel like it's still just the announcement. They're making an Iron Man game.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Let's go. I mean, they're not going to give us the whole kit and caboodle, but an original story. Cool. Single player. Awesome. Third person action adventure. That's what I want to hear. And then I like the idea of the complexity, charisma, and creative genius. A love letter to the legendary hero. The ultimate Iron Man game. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. I'm excited. I can't wait to play it in 6 years.
That is the downside. Video games are such an interesting beast, and you've seen this conversation reignited with the GTA 6 thing of that GTA 6 leak happens. The argument online from our peers and just conversation people saying like, oh, well, this is going to be a chilling effect. This is why devs can't show their work early. This is blah, blah, blah. And then there is that pull of like, oh, no, we'd love to be able to exist in that, but the stockholders, blah, blah, blah. And so here's EA and Motive being like, and Marvel, we got an Iron Man game. Yeah. It's in pre-production. And we're all like, awesome. But now it's going to be, when do I?
Now I have another thing I know I have to wait for.
Right. Yeah. And like obviously, it's interesting to call it the several new games between EA and Marvel, because of course the Black Panther single player game has been rumored for a while as well. So this is real. This is happening. I'm stoked about it. Obviously, Niki should go work at Motive or Marvel Games or whatever. Bill, if you're watching, and work on this. And
Bill,
they're a great person. But yeah, I'm hopeful for it. Talk to me a little bit about your expectations for the Dead Space remake. That'll be the next thing out of Motive, obviously in January.
So here's my experience with the Dead Space series. I watched some gameplay of the first one when I was a youth, and I was like, this seems scary. And then I played it, and I was like, this is scary.
I'm sorry. Ballpark, how old were you when the original Dead Space came out?
When did Dead Space come out?
2008?
2008 minus 1995. I was 13.
Yay! 95 crew right here.
Yeah,
I'm wrong. I'm a better Google. No, I'm not. I'm right. I nailed it.
13?
Sorry. I nailed it. 2008.
13. Yes, I was 13 years old. And then
cool.
they put a Dead Space on the iPad, and I was like, maybe this is my access point.
Sure.
And then I got so scared playing that when I threw the iPad onto the floor at one point and cracked the screen. So I haven't played a Dead Space game. Yeah. So I haven't played a Dead Space game in a really long time.
Gotcha. Okay. Fair enough. Well, as someone who was working at IGN at the time of Dead Space,
you're so old.
have been along the ride the entire time and adore Dead Space, and I'm so excited for the remake. Obviously, I worry if it'll live up to the standard, or not the standards, if it'll live up to the prolific image of what the original Dead Space and Dead Space 2 were. But I'm stoked for it, and I think it'll be very interesting to think about this Iron Man game after playing the remake. Because right now you're in this weird thing where Squadrons was cool. It wasn't a Greg game, so like I thought it was rad. I thought it was cool, obviously, that they were doing VR, and so appreciative of that. But I was like not good at it, and it was not the experience I ever wanted. Whereas a Dead Space, I totally want, and then an Iron Man game, I totally want. And I wonder if they're able at all to, whenever you say what you will, and drag it into the streets, tar and feather, and beat it to death once again if you want to. Say what you will about Anthem. Everybody loved how it controlled to fly and be in an Iron Man suit in Anthem.
It's true.
And so, like, are they going to talk? You know, it's EA. Are they going to talk to BioWare and talk about how they use that and what they did there? And, you know, hopefully let that inspire that part.
Famously, game design is a lot of just copy and pasting. A lot of people don't know this. So I think the BioWare folks are going to just be able to email them all of the flying.ini files from Anthem and then probably just paste them right back into.
So in reality, we could be playing Iron Man by the end of the year.
Anything is possible.
You heard it here first from future Iron Man social media community producer, Niki Grayson. I'm stoked. I can't wait. I love what Marvel Games is doing. Obviously, I'm super ready for Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine and etc. Even Tim's got me excited for Marvel Snap, the card game they got coming out.
I'm also excited for Marvel Snap. There's no reason I should be excited for that game.
Yeah.
But I guess I am.
But Marvel Hearthstone, all right, a bunch of cards to collect. Sure. All right, this sounds fun on my phone, one-handed.
I have time.
Yeah, Niki, that's next month. We got to get you a gig sooner than that. The rent's gonna come due. The rent is gonna be due, sir. I digress. Number 2 on the Roper Report: former PlayStation executive Shawn Layden joins Tencent. This is Ryan Dinsdale at IGN. Former PlayStation exec Shawn Layden. You remember this guy? He came out on stage a lot, talked.
Joins who though?
Oh, Tencent. That's Tencent? Who we're hooing. Tencent. Let me bring you up to speed. Tencent is a big old conglomerate, and they own a whole bunch of stuff. And they just they kept buying things, and then they would throw money at things, and then just out of the blue, they would make a lot of money. They make a lot of money. And then out of the blue, they'd be like, you know what? We don't like this vertical anymore. Ka-ta! And they would cut it down from like 25, 30 people to 7.
Just like for no reason.
For no reason. And kind of leave like it's like, imagine you had a healthy body that was growing and making a bunch of stuff, and then you chopped off 3 of the limbs, and then you left it with the 1 limb, and you walked away, and you're like, but you're gonna be okay. This is still gonna
be fine, right? You're gonna be able to produce at the same exact rate that you were when you had all of the limbs. This sounds great.
Maybe Shawn Layden can come in and get those limbs back. We'll find out. Former PlayStation executive Shawn Layden has joined giant Chinese video game publisher Tencent Games as their strategic advisor. As reported by GI.biz, the former chairman of Sony Interactive Entertainment Worldwide Studios, now PlayStation Studios, announced on LinkedIn that he joined Tencent last month to help the company navigate the gaming space. Quote, in this new role, I hope to advise, assist, and support the team at Tencent as they deepen their activities and commitments within the industry to which I've devoted the majority of my career. We are at an epic-defining moment in gaming and interactive entertainment. There are many possible roads ahead, but only a few are profound, broadening, inclusive, edifying, inspiring, and or sustainable. I am thrilled to continue this journey of discovery and thank Tencent for this opportunity. Niki, I would like you to hold... I want you to hold all comments on everything we just read, because I want to bring in the question directly from Nathan Choquette. Happy to see you both, Greg and Niki. Sorry if this topic is still too fresh, but the news of Shawn Layden becoming the new strategic advisor for Tencent seemed to happen at a weird time with the recently awful decisions already in the media. Do you have hope that Shawn Layden may be able to become a guiding light for the company, similar to Phil Spencer at Xbox, or is he now just going to be associated with a company that seems to have a negative image in the public's mind?
Listen,
you want to go first, Niki?
Yeah, let me read my severance agreement to see how many non-disparagement clauses I signed. Here's the thing. I respect this man for getting the check. First of all, more power to you, bud. I don't know. Tencent is so like obsessed with people liking them in the way that like your high school cool kid group is obsessed with being popular. So really, it's not like there's no substance to it. They're just getting names. And then they kind of just let the names kind of do whatever until the names either decide that they're done or until they fire the names. So unclear. I really don't think that Shawn's going to be like a Phil Spencer at Xbox kind of voice or player that way. But Tencent is kind of obsessed with just like having their fingers in every single pie, kind of wants you to know that they have their fingers in every single pie, and then is also afraid of you knowing that they have their fingers in every single pie.
Yeah,
So
right. They try to
they can't
back off that at some point.
They can't decide. But yeah, I don't know.
My read on all of it, including the LinkedIn post, and this is not a knock at Shawn Layden or anybody who ever does stuff like this. A strategic advisor at Tencent Games sounds like such a something like you're talking about. It's them to put on, hey, we have yet another, everybody thinks of us as this big bad, conglomerate from China. Look at this American face you recognize from the games industry. He's on our board. He's a strategic advisor. It strikes me a lot of like when Reggie joined the GameSpot board.
Exactly.
When everything was going to hell, or right after it went to hell, and then he left, and like nothing came of that, right? I feel like, and I'm way out of church on this one. I'm way just talking out my ass to it. But I feel like, as someone who reads these kind of stories and talks about it and is very old and has been doing this, these are all those like honorarium roles that you get, and you do a giant group call and you say, all right, they present 19 games probably, and you go, all right, yeah, it seems cool. I'm glad you guys are on the right track, or maybe don't do that. But like, I hope to advise, assist, and support the team. It's like, I do not. This is not, I'm Phil Spencer. I am grabbing the yoke. I am in control of where the ship goes.
I know where the timelines are and what the goals broadly for the division are. I don't think Shawn will have nearly as much influence.
It seems like
he'll
tinsel
show up
on the tree.
Zoom calls. Yeah,
exactly. It seems like tinsel on the tree. It seems like a name they can throw out to mention that they're there. And maybe I could totally be wrong. Maybe Shawn's not, that's not what this is. It is a way more deeply defined.
He might be doing QA for every single one of those titles. Yeah. We don't know that. We don't know.
We don't know. We probably never will. But like you said, God bless you. Go get the check, and maybe it is. Turn it around and do these things. But strategic advisor, I don't think the giant conglomerate is going to say we should listen to this one man and make sure this happens. Way. But who knows?
It's a machine that is being driven simultaneously by thousands of people and 0 people at all. So
sure. But that could just be you. Sour grapes.
Whoa,
maybe
that's true.
Jesus.
That's true. No, you're right. I didn't think about that. Damn.
Maybe take a step back and look
maybe
at
I
things
should
objectively.
Take a step back and think about. I mean, listen, they didn't make that much money last year.
Yeah, it was only like 320.
Yeah, I mean, like, what are you gonna do with $1 billion?
I don't know, but clearly your little gaming site talking about wrestling and stuff, that was too much. You couldn't do that.
Too much.
Come on.
I get it.
Where was your return? They expected the big bucks out of Fanbyte. That's honestly, if we really want to cast blame for what happened at Fanbyte, Imran Khan. You know what I mean? Put it on his shoulders.
Imran's fault. Listen, was the website open before Imran joined us? Yes. And then what happened?
He got in there.
He
almost got us. We got rid of him. That's what happened.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Number 3 on the rope report.
It was too late at that point. It had spread too far. The infection had spread. Number 3 on the rope report. The FBI is investigating the alleged Rockstar hacker. This is Ryan Dinsdale at IGN. The alleged hacker that leaked around 90 videos of Grand Theft Auto 6 and also targeted Uber is being investigated by the FBI. As reported by Eurogamer, the hacker who claimed responsibility also said they were behind the major cyber attack suffered by Uber on September 18th. The taxi company has since released a blog post that announced it was actively working with the FBI and the U.S. Department of Justice to resolve the matter. Acknowledging that Rockstar had also suffered a breach, Uber said it believes the hacker is associated with Lapsus, the group behind, but they have a money symbol at the end, the group behind the recent attacks on Nvidia, Microsoft, and Samsung. Several British individuals aged 16 to 21 were arrested in relation to the Lapsus attacks back in March, not long after the group hacked Microsoft and Nvidia.
Why are these kids spending their time hacking GTA videos instead of like getting rid of loan
student
balances?
Debt. Yeah, right. That was my thing too. You know what I mean? Like use your hacking skills for good.
Yeah, like I know that Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming. Yeah, and I also don't care about anything that you do to Uber. So like maybe on that front, like great, like good job out there, folks.
On that one, you're behind him. The other one, just let Rockstar be.
Let Rockstar be. It's Grand Theft Auto 6. Yeah, it's coming.
Water's wet. Yeah, we understood. Yeah, we got it. Don't worry about it. Let it be. I hear you.
Simultaneously, I'm like, damn, imagine getting got by a group of British teenagers.
Sure.
So thoroughly got by a group of British teens that like 90 videos from your Slack have been pulled out. And also like, I don't know. It's Grand Theft Auto 6, a thing that everybody on Earth knew was and is coming. So
yeah, the whole thing we talked about yesterday was like, it's really just disappointing. You really just feel for the developers in this situation. It's not like anything popped out of this that you're like, oh my God, this was worth getting in there and doing
guns in this one.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. They're robbing stores. Oh my God. They're driving cars. Good Lord.
But this time we get to play as a female. That's pretty big. Whoa, it's crazy.
Yeah, that is true. That is
in
true.
2022, insane. Wild.
They said it wasn't possible. They said that the animations were too complicated.
That was Ubisoft, all right? Ubisoft said it was too hard to animate a woman. All right? Don't cast that on Rockstar. They just didn't ever do it. Oh my God. Well, anyways, yeah, like, and also not shocking at all that FBI is coming at you. Like there was that statement from the hacker yesterday or whatever. It was like, oh, this blew up overnight. I didn't see this coming.
Yeah, weird.
I'll negotiate with Rockstar. So it's like, you want to negotiate with Rockstar and Take-Two? They sue people over mods, you idiot. And now they're coming for you. So be ready for that.
Remember that Grand Theft Auto modding community before Rockstar was like, no, actually, like, no, not anymore. You can't do this. Remember how lively that was?
Yeah, people loved that for a long time.
Yeah.
Then they got there.
Anyway.
And Nikki, do you PC game?
No.
All right.
I own a computer on which in the past I was played to play video games on. But in a perfect world, no computer would be able to run a video.
Woo! Yeah, man of the people.
Thank you.
Nikki is a person who's very smart and understands. All right, and that's a Steam Deck floating by, which gets the pass. That is Steam Deck gets a pass. All
Nikki,
right.
What are your thoughts on the Steam Deck? This is your true test.
Can I have one? Y'all got one lying around?
We all had to wait in line. We didn't get anything free. Sent a lot of emails to Valve. Can I get a review unit? No response. No response.
Yeah, no, I think I feel differently about the idea of a more powerful Switch, basically. Like, if we can get computers to be that small and at that point it's a Switch that is explicitly made for video games, that's totally fine. The idea that you want me to do word processing and play Fortnite on the same machine is out of fucking pocket to me. No
100%.
way.
That's right. Nikki, you're a smart person.
No way.
And I appreciate that. So what I'm going to tell you now is that you need to batten down the hatches and get ready, because the next two news stories are about Nvidia and about cards.
Oh my God.
I showed up early to the chat on youtube.com/kindafunnygames. Somebody in there was like, if this was a real show, this would be the top story. I'm like, an Iron Man game gets announced. You think I should be talking about an RTX 4090?
None of you are going to be able to buy this shit anyway. It doesn't matter.
It's just going to be for farming crypto and using more hackers and stuff. It doesn't matter.
But
what
Greg,
I'm saying is,
it's a big deal. It's a big deal that these new cards came out a year later after the new cards came out.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, I didn't know Gary Whitta was here. All three of us need to settle down. All right, we need to get professional. I'm going to give us the ad break here to steel ourselves to come in and talk about some stuff we have no idea what we're saying. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I'll remind you, of course, if you want to be part of the show, patreon.com/kindafunnygames. You can write in to be part of the show. You can get the show ad free. You can get the post show. We're going to talk about Nikki's background. You, of course, can watch Mike and the Xcast record the Xcast today. You can watch us do PS I Love You XOXO tomorrow, all live. But guess what? You're not on patreon.com/kindafunnygames. So here's a word from our sponsor.
This episode is brought to you by MeUndies. We've all heard of gut instinct, but have you ever heard of butt instinct? It's when your butt tells you it wants new undies. Listen to your butt. Luckily, we work with MeUndies, makers of the most buttery, soft, and sustainable undies, bralettes, and socks that exist. You know that I have lived my life MeUndies head to toe for the majority of the last couple years. I'm just all in on MeUndies because they are absolutely the most comfortable clothes I've ever put on my body. Available in sizes extra small to 4XL. They have new colors and prints dropping weekly, so there's always something exciting to check out. You can try their free-to-join membership for free shipping on every order and exclusive perks, like an item shipped to your door every month, secret sales, and early access to their newest stuff. MeUndies has a great offer for you guys out there. For any first-time purchasers, you get 20% off plus free shipping and returns. To get 20% off your first order, free shipping, and 100% satisfaction guarantee, Go to meundies.com/kindafunny. That's meundies.com/kindafunny. Shout out to Shopify for sponsoring this episode. Shopify powers our very own kindafunny.com/store, our merch store. And we love how Shopify has the tools and resources that make it easy for any business to succeed from down the street to around the globe. Shopify gives entrepreneurs the resources once reserved for big business, so upstarts, startups, and established businesses alike can sell everywhere. Shopify unlocks the opportunity of your business to more people every day. Every 28 seconds, an entrepreneur like you makes their first sale on Shopify. Shopify powers millions of businesses from first sale to full scale. You can reach customers online and across social networks with an ever-growing suite of channel integrations and apps. It's more than a store. Shopify grows with you. You can go to shopify.com/KFGames, all lowercase, for a free 14-day trial and get full access to Shopify's entire suite of features. Grow your business with Shopify today. Go to shopify.com/KFGames right now. That's shopify.com/KFGames, all lowercase.
Number 4 on the Roper Report. Nvidia officially announces the RTX 4090 and the 4080 desktop GPUs. This is Taylor Lyles over at IGN. Nvidia has announced a new flagship GPU as part of its RTX 4000 series of graphics cards, the successor to its nearly 2-year-old RTX 3000 series. Using Nvidia's new Ada Lovelace architecture.
Clowns. Like,
the Ada Lovelace architecture, of course. This is, Kevin used to slip banana into the Roper Report every so often. That Ada Lovelace sounds like a porn star. Like it's like from like the 70s or anyways. Which uses the 3rd generation DLSS, the first GPU, and is the GeForce RTX 4090, which includes 24 gigabytes of G6X memory and is claimed to be 2 to 4 times faster than the RTX 3090 Ti, Nvidia's previous flagship GPU. The RTX 4090 will cost $1,599, and that's not $15.99. All right, everybody, that's $1,599. It will be released on October 12th. The RTX 4080 was also announced and includes 2 memory configurations, 12 gigabytes and 16 gigabytes. The RTX 4080 is claimed to be 2 to 4 times faster than the RTX 3080 Ti. While no release date was given for the RTX 4080 GPUs, Nvidia says the cards will release sometime in November. The RTX 4080 with 12 gigabytes of G6X memory will retail for $899, while the 16 gigabit variant will cost $1199. During the presentation, Nvidia's CEO Jensen Huang went into extensive detail about the RTX 40's new graphical architecture. Huang notes that the Ada architecture features 3rd generation RTX, which boasts new features, including real-time path tracing, as well as the 3rd generation of DLSS. DLSS 3 is reportedly capable of generating traditional frames and boosting game performance by up to 2 times. Nice try, Barrett, putting a banana in there. It didn't get me.
Yeah, I can only get Tim. I can really only get Tim. He's really the Ron Burgundy of the company.
He is the Ron
You're
Burgundy.
more professional.
Because I'm here, I'm processing it as I go.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about
Tim's
the
just
story.
reading words out loud. Yeah.
Yeah, you understood all of those letters and how many gigabytes of video RAM and memory and
banana
RTXs
frames and stuff,
banana
yeah.
frames.
Banana frames. Justin, 34M, says Ada Lovelace is apparently an English mathematician from the 1800s, and then puts a question mark on it. So is that
That's
a statement
weird
or
way
not?
To say OnlyFans.
There's more stuff. Okay. It looks like that checks out. Congratulations, PC people. I know you're super excited.
Great.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Do they know that they could buy like 2 PlayStation 5s for that much money, though?
Oh, but I can't do 120 frames. I need to see the frames move. Now, will I admit that, of course, now that I have 60 frames per second, I'm like, this shit's pretty good? Of course I will. But is it $1,200 good?
No, it's not.
But Greg, the PS5 is so hard to buy right now.
Shut up, Gary.
And to that we say, so are these graphics cards. Just get a PS5, you dork.
Just get a PS5. You have to buy the rest of the fucking computer, too.
Now,
You're not
move on to number
done.
5. We're going to move on to number 5, all right, because NVIDIA is there too, and this involves Portal, so it's kind of exciting. NVIDIA also announces a Portal RTX Remaster with ray tracing. This is Sean Murray at The Gamer. And NVIDIA revealed a remastered version of 2007's Portal that will include ray tracing for the first time. Called Portal RTX, it is still the same Portal you know and love, but this time it's darker and glowier than ever before. Ray tracing adds life-accurate light refraction and reflection, making any single light source capable of lighting up to an entire room in ways that'll be more realistic than previous raster-sized light sources. It's becoming the new gold standard in video game lighting, and even has people excited enough to add the technology to older games via mods. In the footage revealed at GeForce Beyond, you can see how the change in lighting has vastly altered the look and feel of Portal. Metal panels reflect the Portal's blue and orange glow, and the enormous panels denoting which testing chamber you're in actually only partially light up the room. The best part of Portal RTX is we won't have to wait long to experience it. According to Jensen, Portal RTX arrives in November as a free update to all existing Portal owners on PC.
Oh, so it's not going to work on my copy of Portal in the orange box?
Your orange box, Xbox 360? Damn.
Upgrade.
That looks great.
Upgrade. Yeah, it does.
Bear, run it a little
really
bit more for me because I was reading, I saw it and I glanced at it. It does look great. Portal's a fantastic game, of course, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Always happy to have
some would say that this might be the best way to play Portal if you've never played Portal before.
I think I can go out on a limb and probably say that, yeah. Now, of course, since it's a PC version, you will start it, it will crash, you'll need to find the right driver, you'll need to update your GeForce card, all that. I mean, there'll be a bunch of problems. It might always be online, nobody knows. But yes, eventually when you've jumped through the 15 fucking goddamn hurdles, you wasted 45 minutes of your gaming time, this will be the perfect way to play.
Yeah, you might turn it on today and tomorrow it just might not work
100%
for no reason.
100%.
So finish it in one sitting.
If it's working, ride the lightning. Stick with it, because you never know what's going to happen next. All right. Lanky Dragoon says this was the guy begging for a Steam Deck because the Steam Deck's perfect. All right.
Yeah.
It's the power of the sun in the palm of my hand. It did not cost me $15.99. All right.
You could
it cost
buy
me a lot of money, but it didn't cost me that much money, and I can play the PC games I want
for the price of one of the graphics cards. Why?
And I'm not sitting there playing on this thing going, man, I wish the hair animated better because of the 120 frames. I'm enjoying it.
No one is. No one's ever done that. I never really understood why the computer graphics cards keep making jumps when developers have literally, since the dawn of time, capped their development budgets relative to how powerful the consoles are. So if the consoles aren't more powerful than the 4090 is going to be,
but you see things like this, look, they'll be getting updates like Portal. All your old ass games will be looking better than ever. You know what I mean?
I can't wait to play Minecraft in RTX.
Don't even get me started. Number 6 on the Roper Report. The first U.S. video game studio to unionize is shutting down. This is Igor Bonifactic at Engadget. The first video game studio in the U.S. to unionize is shutting down. On Wednesday, Beast Breaker developer, and I'm going to say Vodio, right? Because it's not video, it's Vodio Games, announced it had failed to secure funding to produce an additional release beyond its debut title. Quote, despite a year of avid efforts, we've been unable to secure funding for our next project from publishers and investors, Vodio Games said in a tweet spotted by Polygon. Quote, as such, we've run out of funds and aren't able to keep the team together. And there simply is no Vodio without our incredible team, end quote. Vodio Games was founded in 2021 by Three's designer Asher Vollmer. The studio released its first game that same year. According to the Vodio website, it has been working on a new project before today's announcement. The studio will complete work on the Steam version of Beast Breaker before closing shop. At the end of last year, Vodio's all-remote team of 13 successfully unionized with Code CWA, the Communication Workers of America's campaign to organize digital employees. Despite the management of Vodio Games recognizing the studio's union, the two sides never came to a bargaining agreement. According to Vodio Workers United, negotiations came to an end when it became apparent the studio could not secure additional funding. The group said it would share what it learned with other industry workers to help them organize their workplaces. Since workers at Vodio unionized, employees at other studios have attempted to follow suit. Most notably, there's a QA division at Activision's Raven Software, which voted in May to form a Game Workers Alliance. More recently, quality assurance staff at Blizzard Albany, formerly Vicarious Visions, filed for a union election. What sucks about this is, like, I saw this news break on my Twitter feed when I guess I retweeted Schreier when the original article happened. Yeah. And somebody's like, oh, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. And some jerk came in to respond to that tweet today and be like, not well, and drop this link in there, as if the unionization is what killed this studio and not just the sad fact of video games where you need to be making a lot of money to actually keep going, and you are often hand to mouth in terms of projects where it's like, cool, Beastbreaker's done, now we got to get the next one funded or the whole studio goes up.
Yeah, that's such a bummer. If y'all in chat have not played Beastbreaker, it's a good video game. You should go play it.
I have not played Beastbreaker. Tell me about it.
It's a good game. It's kind of like Breakout, except you're a mouse and you are
it's like a brick breaker?
Yeah, and you're destroying big monsters. It's really good.
Trailer. Oh, Bear, do you want me to link it to you?
I got it.
You pull the mouse bounce around the screen, destroy numbers, and then you got abilities and stuff, and then the monsters change shape. It's really good. And then there's lore. The art's really good. It's a shame.
Okay. This actually looks dope.
Yeah.
Oh, Epic Games. I can't get it on the deck. I gotta bust out the Switch now.
No. Just switch it into Linux mode, Greg. Just install Windows on it.
Okay. I don't know if you didn't catch from the first two stories.
He doesn't like to tinker.
I'm not some PC dork, all right? Yeah, I put N64 No Mercy emulator on here. That's as far as I'm willing to go.
Yeah.
That's as far as I'm willing to go.
Is he going in and changing the protons when a game can't run video files? No. He's just not going to touch it. He's just not going to touch that game.
I don't know what
on
those words mean.
I do hope this doesn't discourage other places who might be looking into unionizing.
I don't think it will.
That's just my fear, and you know, the kind of typical nature of the internet who want to disprove that unions are a good thing when they are there to exist to protect workers and stuff. My mind immediately went to that of, you know, weird internet people being like, see, unions are bad. So,
and I think that's where obviously a lot of internet people want to go with it. And I guess, to be fair, there is the outside chance that they're like, hey, we're trying to get funding for our next game. And people are like, oh, you have a union. That's going to be a whole ball of wax we don't want to deal with. I doubt it. I would think it more is the game wasn't interesting to publishers when they were looking at it. I don't know. I'm talking out of turn on all this. I would be expecting that. But it is possible that, to what they're saying, you could come back to this story eventually and like, hey, we're sharing what worked and didn't work for us. And what didn't work is that people did not want to work at the union. But I doubt that's the thing.
Yeah.
But I'm now going to be playing this.
Everyone should go play that game. And also, if you haven't played Threes somehow, just go play Threes. Threes, second best game of all time.
Number one is Monopoly.
Tetris.
Oh, okay, fair. Number 3 is Monopoly.
Number 3 is Monopoly.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Number 4 is Monopoly Pokemon Edition.
then we get into all this subset, and then you got, of course, Batman Forever Monopoly, lest we forget. I haven't played Threes either, by the way.
What?
Never played Threes.
It's an Apple Arcade.
Okay.
Oh, Threes is so... What?
I don't like math.
It's barely math. I don't like math either. Think of it as matching, not math.
Well, see, it's just that thing of like, again, Number Munchers knocked it out of the park. And so do I really need another...
we peaked with Number Munchers. We don't need any more numbers.
I don't need a numbers game. I have Numbers Munchers, all right? I don't need to worry about it.
Is it better than 2048, you know? 2048 set the world on fire, all right?
2048 is the ripoff of Threes.
That makes sense.
2048 is.
2048 is Threes, except the numbers get bigger.
Gotcha.
Because it's based on math. 2s instead of 3s. Don't like math.
It's fun to do it, you know. I blame Mrs. Kolazinski, you know, algebra teacher in high school.
Oh, is that
we did not have a good relationship.
Miss Rame is the one who threw me off the math train.
I love math.
Sure.
So, well,
statistics in college. Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Willingly?
Yeah. It was a fun time.
When have you used any of the skills that you acquired in your college level stats class?
Absolutely none at all. But
Got
still
it.
enjoy
Next
it, though.
story, Greg. Here we go.
Number 7, gaming. This is a great one. I fucking love this. Gaming Insider. Gaming Insider leaker exposes just a YouTuber breaking embargoes and NDAs. Fucking goddamn it. Paul Tassi at Forbes writes, there's always one guy that makes everything harder for the rest of us. And today, that guy is Dan Allen, a YouTuber who recently exposed himself as an anonymous gaming industry leaker, The Real Insider. The Real Insider has been posting inside information about a lot of projects over time, most recently the contents of Ubisoft's then upcoming Ubisoft Forward showcase. But it turns out that was possible because it was simply Alan being given access by the companies themselves and then promptly breaking the embargoes he was given by writing anonymously through his Real Insider account. Alan exposed himself by replying to a follower from the wrong account, his personal one, which led to none other than Bloomberg's Jason Schreier down a rabbit hole, finding a whole bunch of suspicious times where Alan and the Real Insider had posted similar information or opinions. But
very quickly,
no
Greg, sorry. The best part about this story is that Jason is not working this week. He's on vacation. He did
Jason
this in his
Schreier
off time.
on a lark, decided to take this motherfucker to the mat. And God bless you, Jason. God bless you.
And here's the thing that's also funny when I read this, building time codes and stuff.
Sure.
You know, Roger runs our social stuff now, but I was running it for the last like 3 years almost, and that was always my biggest fear. And I did do it a couple times where I'd accidentally tweet about Games Daily being live on my personal account rather than the kind of funny account. It's just funny that it happened in such like a very different context and just like totally outing yourself of just breaking embargo.
It's incredible.
It's truly insane.
And so here we go, though. It gets better. There's no need for speculation. Dan Allen admitted he was the Real Insider, deleting his account and posting an apology. What happens from here is unclear, as there's a difference between breaking an embargo you agree to overall and breaking something more legally binding like a signed NDA, which he may have done at least in the case of Ubisoft Forward Showcase when he was shown all that information early. It's entirely possible that now that he's revealed himself, legal action could be taken against him for flagrantly breaking NDAs for reasons? That's the other question here, as to why Alan did this in the first place. The Real Insider does not appear to have been making money from these leaks, and it seems this was all just for internet clout, being able to run a big, quote, insider account. Alan did have 189,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is how he was allowed to access a lot of his content in the first place. But clout can be a weirdly powerful motivator and judgment clouder.
They don't even give you a score for it anymore, so what's the point?
God, remember that? Remember that was a thing?
I was obsessed with getting my clout score up when I was in the 11th grade. I was like, my clout score is only 36. I'm never going to get hired anywhere.
I got to do this. I got to move.
I got to do this.
What an infuriating motherfucker. You know what I mean?
It's just like, why? What? For what? For
and
what? You already have the access that you're looking for, and you already also have the platform that you want.
Who cares if your side hustle Twitter account is being cited in stories and all this shit? And this was my thing of I was under an NDA for the Ubisoft Forward stuff. I had seen the Assassin's Creed presentation that apparently Dan Allen did as well. In Slack when this went through of like, hey, this has got leaked. It was just like such a sigh. Of like, this is why we can't have nice things. You know what I mean? This is why, and it is a chilling effect, right? Where as somebody who has worked both sides of this, right? Where obviously when I was at IGN, I was viewed as press. When we started doing Kind of Funny, company by company, we are either press or we are influencer. Mm-hmm. And when we are labeled influencer, it makes everything so much more difficult because it is just, well, now you have to use the hashtag or do this thing. And I don't mind the disclosures, but it is this, we're not giving a review code to influencers until launch day. And so then I got to go to my PR people and be like, hey, I need a press code and do all these different, it's like, I'm lucky enough that I've been doing it so long, as we've already called out of how old I am. And Kind of Funny's been established long enough that we can talk to people and get what we need and get where we need to be. But for everybody else now who's a YouTuber who wants these shots, who wants to do these things, this kind of shit gets in the way. And it's like, all right, well, where do you start drawing the line? Alan has 190,000 YouTube subs. That's a lot, right? So it's like, okay, cool. Like, where do you start going? Like, if I'm Ubisoft, I sue the shit out of this guy. Like, there's no other way. You have to make a point. You have to make an example.
And there's that. We faced that at Fanbyte too. Like, the website was 3.5, almost 4. We were going to turn 4 next month, right? So it was a situation where when we started, no one was giving us codes. We were like scrambling and like scrounging and scraping for like release day codes from PR or whatever. Yeah. And we would receive news basically as soon as like the public would get it. And then you have to build these relationships up. It's not like it's easy to convince a PR firm or like a studio that your content is worth working with. Like, that's not an easy thing to do.
Not at all.
So to do all of that work and then also be like, I'm gonna try to be Wario 64 at the same time. It's
If
like,
I do this and I build it on the side, no one will notice that my stuff is going up literally hours after everybody got the same presentation. And then it's just a matter of weeding it out and figuring out. And it's like, obviously you would have thought that, oh, it's him or anybody who wants to leak this information went to the presentation, then told somebody, and then they went and did it. Not that they went to the presentation and then have a side hustle account. It just pisses me off. It's just such an annoying thing of like,
it's nuts.
For all the ground influencers and YouTubers have made up of like, no, we're a real thing and you can take it seriously. For somebody to come in and like, I'll fuck the whole thing up for everybody.
Yeah.
Great, cool. Really
Not
excited to
worth
see
it.
how this goes. Moving on. I don't want to do it. CC over Kotaku has this one. Number 8 on the Robo Report. Former Suicide Squad game writer turns down an award over sexual harassment allegations. Kim McCaskill, a writer whose career includes working on the upcoming Rocksteady game Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, was recently nominated for a Lifetime Achievement Award by the nonprofit organization Women in Games. However, she recently took to Twitter to announce that she cannot, in good conscience, accept the award, as both Rocksteady Studios and its parent company, Warner Brothers Interactive, are among the event's sponsors. McCaskill said that Rocksteady and Warner Brothers had not adequately addressed the rampant harassment and sexism that she and other female employees had allegedly experienced at the studio. Quote, stop enabling bad behavior, she wrote. You can throw your name on every diversity event going, but unless you take accountability, it means nothing, and I see you, end quote. In August 2020, The Guardian published a damning report about accusations of sexual harassment and discrimination at the studio behind the Batman Arkham series. The story revealed that in 2018, over half of Rocksteady's female staff signed a letter that attempted to bring matters to leadership's attention, in which they claimed they had endured colleagues' unwanted advances, quote, leering at parts of women's body and making inappropriate comments at the office, end quote, among other things. In an August 2020 video, McCaskill claimed that both HR and upper management had discouraged her from sending the letter. She claimed that she was pulled aside and told, quote, to continue taking action would potentially jeopardize my position within the company and my position of being hired by other companies going forward because I might be seen as a troublemaker, she said. It was like choosing between my dream job and my dignity. She believes that Rocksteady allowed her contract to expire out of retaliation. Quote, all I want is an apology. And last week, I even asked for it. I half begged. I just want this to be resolved, but not like that, wrote McCaskill, who mentioned that the studio had offered her money and to reinstate her credit on Suicide Squad. Quote, not with money. How does anything change that way? Somehow in 2022, an apology is still too great a cost for Warner Brothers and Rocksteady to bear, end quote. She holds firm on rejecting the Women in Games award. Quote, to take an award connected to Rocksteady would be an unspoken acceptance of what they did, end quote. Damn.
Huge respect.
I was going to say, go, Kim. That's a fucking damning thing all over the place and way to use the platform.
Yeah, just like an incredible example of standing up to your morals. The
100%.
idea that like this happened to me personally. Well, not this exact thing, but my name was removed from the credits of Call of Duty Black Ops 3 and Guitar Hero Live because I, quote, started working there too late.
Oh, okay. Cool. Cool.
So the idea that like it's so pervasive within these studios to like use receiving credit for your work as a bargaining chip is so nuts, and then to immediately turn around and be like, we want to reward you with literally an award to thank you and celebrate you. Also, we will put your name back in the game even though you wrote it. Please come back. Is that good? Are you okay with that? Is like nuts. That's nuts.
It is one of those, that has always been such a bonkers concept to me, where and it's studio by studio, so there's a whole bunch of stuff, and I don't want to speak out of turn, but I do want to believe, and kindoffunny.com/you're wrong, Gearbox is the one that actually does it really well, where a lot of people have it, a lot of developers' rule is if the game finishes and goes gold or whatever, you're in the credits, and if you leave before then, you're not in the credits. Gearbox does it that when it goes gold, if you had worked on it and you are there at the finish line, you're in the credits like the thing. And then if you had left during the project, there's like an additional thanks of like more general, I believe. And I believe I got this right. But what I'm saying is they give credit to people who worked on the project, even if they weren't there at the finish line. And to me, it's such a bonkers idea of, sure it's a nebulous idea of like, when do you start? But it's like, you came in too late.
Yeah.
Were the credits locked? Were the credits locked? Were the credits? That was
text file.
Just put them in the fucking credits. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like,
credits.
Just do it.
Yeah. Yeah, but enormous respect to Kim. This is.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've got away from.
Yeah.
Now we're just credits arguments versus sexual harassment being addressed the appropriate way and everything else. So yeah, but like again, shout out to Kim of like, this is a great way of using this platform, and to your point, like, you know, respect, and then the personal, like, obviously we're literally talking about her and these credits and wanting to be recognized for your work. So to turn down a lifetime achievement award because like, no, these people are sponsoring it. Yeah, you can't. That's a great way to get your point across and continue fighting the good fight. So yeah, go for it.
And it's also like her doing this is not going to be helpful for her. Yeah, like there are like the things that they told her where she will be seen as a troublemaker. That is true because the industry is broken in a lot of ways, right? So like
there will be a Google search and this is what's going to come up, and it is going to be for some
and then people are going to be like, I don't want to really touch this. I don't want to touch this person with a 10-foot pole, which sucks. But like, I don't know. It takes enormous amounts of courage to do this, and just immense respect.
Yeah, agreed. A lot of similarities. I mean, with you, because earlier you said you haven't played God of War 2018, so people are going to see that and like, oof. Can we hire this person?
Can we hire this person? Here's the thing, though. I have so much time. Listen, do you want me to play God of War on your company time? Hi, my name is Niki Grayson. You can find me on Twitter at Godsewa, Godsewa. And I'll tell you anything you want about God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok, which comes out later this year. Only on the Sony PlayStation 4 and 5.
only on the, and you can get the old one on, you can get it on Steam, I guess, too, you know. Number 9, the final Roper Report item of the day. We've made it, ladies and gentlemen. Atlus confirms no new game announcements planned for Persona Super Live 2022 concert. This is Reggie at Persona Central. Today Atlus has announced additional details for the next major Persona series concert next month, called Persona Super Live Peace Sound Wish 2022 Crossing Journeys.
Yeah, got it in one.
The person who named all the RTX Nvidia shit was like, all right, now to my second job, naming the Persona concert, with 2 concert performances, one on October 8th and the other on the 9th. Statues of Personas Thanatos is Zagi and Arson will be shown at the concert venue previously shown at the Persona 25th Festival in Tokyo Game Show 2022. There will be live performances by DJs in the merchandise area and a greeting event to meet the mascots Teddy and Morgana.
You won't see Nicholas Scarpino there with the DJs because he hates DJs.
Oh, yes, sir. Most importantly, however, Atlus states that there are no plans to announce new game titles at this live event. Quote, there are no plans for announcements of new game titles at this concert. We are hard at work to prepare the best live performance to satisfy all those who will come to watch the show. Please look forward to it. End quote. This would be the first Persona Super Live since the particular series of concerts began in 2015 not to feature new Persona game announcements.
The idea that we have to be like, hey, listen, the concert that you paid money for to listen to music, no video game stuff at this one, no announcements, is wild. How have we lost the plot so thoroughly?
Well, it's like, honestly, I don't feel like it's for them. It's for the internet. It's for whoever was going to stay up and be on Twitter and then be, I can't believe I stayed up all night for this and they didn't announce Persona 6.
I listened to all this good music and I didn't even want to.
I hated everything that happened. I was just here for that. But I do think, again, shout out to the Persona folks for being like, hey, we're just going to get in front of it. We'll tell you now, rather than what would have because it would have done the whole thing of like, get it trending during the concerts and everything else, and then it would have ended, and then everybody turns on you. That's when they come.
They spent all of the time coming up with the name for the concerts. So they didn't have time to cut a trailer together, which I respect.
So I mean, it's all about marketing, and they got there in the end. Niki, I am excited to find out what's going to happen with the next Persona game, but that apparently is so far away. If I wanted something more immediate, say what came to the mom and grop shops, where would I go?
The official list of upcoming software across each and every platform as listed by the Kind of Funny Games Daily Show host each and every weekday.
Yeah. Out today, Hard Space Shipbreaker on PlayStation 5. It was Shipbreaker, not Shitbreaker, by the way. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. Jack Move on PlayStation 4, Xbox, and Switch. Solstice on PlayStation 5, all the Xboxes and PC. Salt 2 Shores of Gold Early Access on PC.
They
Deathloop
invented
on
the
Xbox
sequel to Salt.
Apparently. And now it's the Shores of Gold and it's early access.
Yummy.
Deathloop is on Xbox Series X. Of course, it is also it has Deathloop's free Golden Loop update, a new ability, weapon, crossplay, and much more. Construction simulators on everything. Amnesia Memories, Amnesia Later X Crowd, Amnesia Later by itself, and Amnesia Crowd are all out on Switch as well. And then Greg Miller's Seal of the Day, Lock of the Day, Arcane is now available on Xbox and PlayStation. I've had a review code for this. I've been playing it. It apparently came to PC a long time ago. Thank you for beta testing it and now getting it to consoles. I fucking love this game. It is not the game Baird is showing. He is showing you something else. I don't understand
this
what
is
he's
Hard Space Shipbreaker.
Yeah,
which is
I
very
remember
good.
the last time it came up on a show. I think Bless and Tim were like clowning on it, but then I was like, hey, a lot of other outlets are saying like this is like a game of the year contender. So
It's very good.
Yeah, a lot of people are loving it. So
you're in infinite debt. The company that you work for has the ability to clone you if you die, and you're breaking these ships apart to pay off your debt because it's so dangerous that no one else wants to do it. Yeah.
So what? So is it just? I mean, I'm just breaking down ships, but like what? I mean, like, what's the game? Like, I'm just trying to survive, work off my.
You're trying to work off the debt. There's like each mission will be like you need to get deeper and deeper into the ship and pull out like more and more difficult pieces of like this ship. So like they'll start out and they're like just get the wings off. Mm-hmm. And then by the end it's like you need to get the nuclear reactor out of the middle of the boat, otherwise ship's gonna explode.
Yeah,
everyone's gonna die. So
and it
shit, that actually sounds
like
pretty fucking cool.
Like, physics and stuff like that, and hearing some of the stories of people trying to break down a ship, but then it gets like stuck in like a weird gravitational pull and stuff like that. It sounds really fascinating. I want to boot it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Barrett,
what's
first off, Nikki, you just sold me on that one. I thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. I'm gonna play that. And then show up Arcane. I just tossed you the Switch trailer over there, even though I'm talking about Xbox and PlayStation today. Apparently, Arcane is an awesome game that I've been playing that is so simple and so much fun to play. It's in 2021, as you're seeing here. If you're an audio listener, I'll walk you through it, right? But the idea is that you are Arcane and you are going to die tonight. The only question is how many do you take with you? And so the game is set in this environment you're looking at right now. It's, if you're not watching, it's like that. I don't know what you want to describe it. Not 8-bit style, but it's got that stylized indie game look to it or whatever. Mm-hmm. You have a katana, you have a gun, you run through and fight all these waves of enemies, right? Eventually you die, you start over. But if you do like the little mini objectives, you unlock new boots, a new katana, and these all come with different boosts and skills. So you can then go through and work on your build. And as you go through this, really make the game customized to how you want to play or how you want to go on it. And then also it does this great thing of you're playing it, and then if you want to go for the new challenges to get the new boots, to get the new gun, to get whatever you want to do, you have to then change your play style to do it. And so like it's just, I'm having so much fun with it. It has been, we have been doing the re-review of God of War. It is me starting with some Arcane, going off to God of War, coming back to Arcane to finish my night, coming back off that way, working on different things.
Yeah, the character design also looked really good.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. And now I'm being told I'm saying it wrong, of course, Arcane, right? So, well, look at this. Everybody's saying it different ways. Okay, well, that's great. That's really helpful.
No one's quite sure. That's the thing about language, right? Is that it varies.
Akane is what Indie Ronin is saying. Japanese name. Akane.
Akane. Does Vampire Survivors come out tomorrow? Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's right. It's in full release on the 21st. Yeah. Well, but another great game on, of course, your Steam Deck. Mm-hmm. And that's what, when I first started playing Arcane, I'm sorry, I'm not ready to switch the name yet in my head. That was definitely one of the ones I thought of too, where Vampire Survivors is a very similar thing, right? Of like you run around, fight everything that comes at you and do it. I am highly recommending Arcane, maybe spelled something, maybe said a different way, but I'm saying Arcane so you can find it easily. Because think of Kane, the big red machine from the WWE, but put an A in front of his name.
See, I was thinking Arcane, but just without the R.
Yeah, that would work if that's your jam. That works too.
Yeah.
New dates for you. Monorail Stories is coming to PC Friday, September 30th, 2022. Deals
I
of the
love
day for
those
you.
trains.
Deathloop is up on Xbox and PC Game Pass and PlayStation Plus Extra. And then Chicory is now available for PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium. And both of those games get the Kind of Funny seal of approval. Did you play either of those, Nikki?
Yeah, they're both great.
Perfect. Great. Good.
I'm excited to. I wish. Let me know if this is a wild thing to say. I wish I could start Deathloop like 3/4 of the way through the game. You know, because they've added new stuff. They've added new stuff to the end of the game, but like I remember the first part of the game, you know, and I don't want to play through it again. Just let me start 3/4 of the way through, so then I can ramp back up into playing the game and then finish the new stuff instead of having to play the
classic. Hey, you enjoyed this game, you had a great time with this game, you put it down. A year later, here's the DLC. You drop in the DLC. You're like, I don't remember how to play this game, and I'm getting my teeth kicked in. And
then you put it down. That's what I did with Control.
Yep. I understand that one very, very well. And for me, it was like I didn't put it down, but Frozen Wilds for Horizon, that DLC, I remember booting it up and being like, oh shit, this is like playing it. They want me to play this like I just stopped playing yesterday. Fuck. Okay, I gotta figure out how to play the game again. We ask people watching everywhere to go to patreon.com/kindoffunnygames to support us. Over there, of course, ad-free viewing. You get the show with the post show. You get to do all the other things. But you can also write into Squad Up like Nathan Choquette did. Nathan's looking for help in Pokemon Go. Nathan's trainer code is 362526735483. Why should you join up with Nathan? Nathan says, I was a big dummy the last time I wrote in because I forgot that Pokemon Go uses a trainer code system for adding friends rather than the simple method of searching for a person by name. So I'm back again, hoping the KFBFs will be willing to join me in my gotta catch 'em all journey and forget about my stupidity. P.S. Niantic, please make things easier. No, just remember the trainer code.
They won't.
36 25 26 73 54 83.
Got it.
KFBR 316.
I catch a niner in there. We ask people watching live on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames to go to kindoffunny.com/wrong and tell us what we screw up as we screw it up so we can set everything straight for people on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, roosterteeth.com, podcast service around the globe. Just Tom says, Ada Lovelace was a mathematician whose work practically created the way modern computing works without any hardware really existing. She worked with fellow mathematician Charles Babbage, whose invention in the 1820s, the difference engine, is generally seen as the first computer. Well, there you go, RTX dorks.
There's no way they had graphics cards back then.
They didn't know what they're talking about. Fake news.
No way.
Kebabs writes in, says, I know Greg was joking, but the PlayStation 5 is in fact capable of 120 frames per second if you have the right equipment. 30 titles can run this way, including both Spider-Man games, Rift Apart, and Forbidden West. Shut up, Kebabs.
Fortnite too.
Fortnite does run that. I'm not that rich. My TV only goes to 75. Is the thing.
That's rough.
Gundam Gaiden writes in and says, graphic cards are not impossible to get anymore since the crypto market crashed and Ethereum is no longer uses GPU mining. Let us just make fun of graphics cards.
Yeah.
Lord almighty.
I mean,
that's what
did the
they want
supply
you to
chain
think.
magically fix itself?
Listen, the chip shortage was a hoax. They have all the chips they could possibly need.
Wow.
I hate it.
Wow.
Paper writes in and says the 4090 isn't targeting the gaming market. Its main purpose / use cases for video editing and professional 3D rendering. Get out of here, you PC dorks! God damn, nanobiologist says only. He's clarifying. Paul's reporting. Only Dan's Twitter was deleted. His YouTube and TikTok are still up at this time. And then nanobiologist corrects me on a persona a persona pronunciation. Greg, it's arsen, not arson. Unless we're burning down
Arsen.
So
not like the former manager of. Oh, folks. Well, I've gone and forgotten.
Guy's been unemployed for so long, his brain's mush.
It's also it was Izanagi was the other one, and Thanatos was the third one.
Thank you, Barrett. And Barrett, I want to say I respect you for not interrupting the whole show to be like, oh, Greg, you didn't pronounce. Everybody knows I can't pronounce them. I've played. How many Persona games have I played? I read them.
One.
I read their names.
You played one.
3.
Which one?
I played 3. Then I reviewed Fez. So I played 3, then I did Fez. Then I did Persona 4 for a little bit. Then I did Persona 4 Golden. And then I played Persona
Apologies,
5.
I did not know that you played Persona 3.
That's a lot.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah, brother. I reviewed the. I just said that. I'm sorry. No, I'm repeating
God,
myself.
you're old.
No, which ones did you review?
Don't fucking do this to me. Fez. I did when they did Fez for PSP. I reviewed that, and then I reviewed Golden as well for IGN back in the day. But I digress, ladies and gentlemen.
I've never played one of those.
All right, they're great.
I listened to the entirety of that game because my roommate, my junior year of college, played it over the TV speakers without headphones on.
Yeah,
so I listened to the whole of the game, which was a definitely great way to experience it.
I was gonna say that's something that would drive you crazy and drive you away pretty quick. That would definitely do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Niki's here, and Niki is a fantastic person. And of course, you should hire Niki and do all that. Niki, where can people keep up with you?
You can find me on Twitter at Godsewa, Godsewa. My email address and all of that good stuff is right there on my Twitter. Yeah, my website is also nicholasgrayson.com. I got in early, and I got my own
Nice job. No
Thank
underscore.
you.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Of course, like we said, it's co-host week over here. We'll have a whole bunch of different recently laid off people here. Tomorrow it's going to be me and Jennifer Locke, formerly of Android Central. Thursday it'll be Blessing and Funky Joseph, formerly of Fanbyte. And then Friday will be Blessing and Carly Veloci, formerly of Windows Central. For now, of course, we have a post show to do on patreon.com/kindafunnygames. On patreon.com/kindafunnygames. You can get the show ad free. You can write in to be part of the show. You can get the post show we do later when it all posts together. Beyond that, you can watch the XCast record today live. You could watch it later on demand before it goes live anywhere else. No ads, post show, all that jazz. You can catch PS I Love You tomorrow when we review God of War 2018, and you can just support us and have a great time. However, if you have no bucks to toss our way, no big deal. You can watch us record KFGD each and every day on youtube.com/kindafunnygames. You can get it later on youtube.com/kindafunnygames. You can get it later on rootstreak.com. You can get it on podcast services around the globe. No matter where you get the show, please like, subscribe, share, leave a review. It all helps get to other people and new listeners. Of course, if you want to go the extra mile, use the creator code KINDAFUNNY on the Epic Game Store when you're playing Fortnite, when you're playing Rumbleverse, wherever you can punch it in. Sometimes when you're checking on a Walmart,
any text box.
Exactly. See what happens. It could happen any day. Anything can happen. If you want some more Kind of Funny live action right now, you can click over to twitch.tv/kindafunnygames, where Andy and Joey are going to be playing some Destiny 2. That's right. They've been bitten by the bug and they're back in. If you aren't watching live and you'd like to catch that later, youtube.com/kindafunnyplays. For now, Niki and I got a post show to do. But until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.